Hmm. Okay. Now, just one other thing I want to mention. Oops, sorry. Um, okay. All right. Okay, we have a little bit more time, so no problem. But on the, sorry, on the 2nd of February, which is Tuesday, I may have another lecture at the same time. But I think that class, the two classes in Hong Kong, and the class on Thursday is going to continue. But the class on Tuesdays, which would be on the 2nd, just one day, it may not continue. There are not enough students in that class, so that class may be canceled. So we may not have to worry about it. But, I will keep you informed next week. Okay.
Yes, sir. Sounds good. Copy.
If they're going to have class, we can make a decision on that. Okay, so class is Thursday cancel.
Yes, sir.
All right, so Jasmine and I think Shock, thank you very much for sending me lessons 2, 3, and 4. But unfortunately, I have not had time to go through that, and I want to be careful when I go through. So maybe I'll have more information tomorrow, or certainly by next week, we can clarify if there's any other changes we need to make to 2, 3, and 4. So I apologize for the delay. Okay?
That's okay, sir.
Yeah, so are we gonna continue with lesson 6, or are we gonna move to lesson 1? I can't remember.
We're doing lesson 6, sir. Shock is
Okay.
saying.
All right, Shock, you want to pull that up again? Hold on a second. Okay. Okay. So have you decided what you want to do about 7A and 7B?
This, sir, basically.
Okay. Okay, then we can move on to the next example.
So this is Nathan.
Mhm.
Adjusting my camera here.
Okay.
So the two of us, son, have 2. The two of us, son or children with NMS 2. So there are the
Okay.
two options.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Okay, so the next one, I thought we were just discussing here, but okay, this is the next example. You address me as,
Okay. Okay.
here are the three signs for it,
Yeah.
and I'll just demonstrate it right now. Here's one way,
Right.
here's the second way,
Right.
and then here's the third way. So there's a person in front of me, actually two people in front of me, and it's directional to those two.
Okay. Go back up to the example again. Back up. Okay. So the third column, I think that should be someone addresses me as. Is that correct? Yeah. Okay. And then for the example with me address you, change me to I for English reasons.
Sorry, me address, or I address you.
I
Okay.
address you as. And then the third column again, if you can fit it in, it would be better for the English version to have address, add ES to address, addresses. Yes. Okay. All right. And then I
Same
address,
here.
yes, I address someone as. No, no S, but I address someone. And no ES on this one. Okay, good. All right. Okay.
Okay, this is Shaq is just giving the spotlight to Meng. So for the first two pictures, or the first column will only have two pictures. The second column will contain three. So one of them will just be moved down. So we'll edit the format, and this is the same for to address. We're just going to change the column.
Okay. Okay.
This is Nat.
Okay.
Nat is saying, is there anyone else that wants to comment? No? Okay, I'll just go ahead then. So this is example 13. Sorry. So you call him what?
Okay.
Sorry, I was confused there. I'll do that again. You address him as what, or call him what?
Okay. Can we go back up to look at the vocabulary example?
I think it was the
Back up.
third picture. The third picture.
Okay, so we don't have an example of the you address someone. You address me and I address someone.
Jasmine has her hand up.
Yes.
Where's Shaq here? Let me make sure. Where's Shaq? Shaq, where's Shaq? Wait a minute, Shaq's not. I can't see Shaq right now. Anyway, I suggest that we use you, so you here, address with, hold on one moment. Okay, so sorry, I'm having a technical problem as well. So in the illustration, I think Nat was confused. First, it was you, so we have one person. The second was to address, sorry. Nat was confused on the sign use. So when he was presenting, the example that he signed was wrong. So here's Meng. So if you can see the sign or the translation, you call me, where it was just one person. So there was no switch in body to indicate that there was another person. So so it's just one person they're referring to. So if you see the picture, it's basically you call him is a translation. So there's a person here. I'm looking at that person. But you can see in the second picture, the eye gaze is different. Where right now I have a direct contact with the person I'm referring to. In the example, they use the sign where the eye gaze is looking the other direction. So that might be the problem. So yeah, I agree. Jasmine's saying, yeah, Yami is saying, right, you have to have the constant eye gaze at the person, the direction, and then have the NMS question marker, right? So if you could, yeah, Meng is saying, if you look at the picture, I think we just have to exchange that one sign for the other, the one that is direct eye gaze. So there's a little bit of a discussion, and then Yami say, how can I explain it properly when everyone's laughing at me? I don't know why you're laughing, but anyway, we use the direct eye gaze picture. You have to just exchange that. Sorry, Dr. Woody.
No
I think
problem.
Shaq is just is lost. in virtual space, so we're just waiting for him because he has the controls. This is Meng speaking. Yeah, last night we had the meeting, and we had brownout at our area. So Jasmine saying, well, regardless, I informed Shaq this morning to download all the updates for version 1, 2, 3, so that we can start inputting the pictures to the places where there's no picture. So we'll do that. Peebs has his hand up.
Mhm.
So if Shaq's internet is not working well, perhaps since we don't have the other versions, we'll just park this lesson and continue on to lesson 7. I know that one of us has that. So what do you guys think? Yami saying, okay, I guess we can go ahead. Or I think I might have an old one.
Do you want to go to lesson 1 first? It doesn't matter.
Well, we're going, Yami saying we can, but Patrick's saying we're discussing about lesson 7. The reason being is for lesson 1, we don't have the file. It's always Shaq, and we're
Okay.
missing
Okay.
we're missing
Lesson
Shaq.
7 then.
Okay, we're now trying to figure out who has lesson 7. Jasmine. Jasmine doesn't have it. Yami saying, I know that Miss Techi has it, but let me check my files. Patrick saying, last Wednesday, I emailed out lesson 7 to everyone, so you all should have it. We'll use that as our template. Jasmine, maybe you can host. You can open lesson 7, the one that I sent you last week. Jasmine saying, oh, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was looking for my files. What did you say? Patrick saying, open that lesson 7, the one I sent you last week.
Yeah.
Okay, copy. Can you zoom in, possibly? Okay. So this is lesson 7, sir.
Okay. So we can go, we can skip the introduction and go to the first vocabulary. Yes, okay. Uh, okay, go up to part 1.
Great. So
Jasmine,
can we adjust the frame?
yeah,
Okay, better.
okay. Yeah, go up.
So Jasmine saying, so this is
Yeah, but
bag.
you need to go back up, up, up. Yeah. Okay, part 1. It says identifying, but identifying what? Should be identifying study tools. Study tools. Yes. Okay. Yes. Can we go down then? The first one? School bag. School bag. Yeah. Okay. Anyone have a comment on the first two? First two signs? Yes, but what does this sign mean? What does this sign mean?
So it's a bag, sir. So
But you see, there are 3 school bag signs. And the first school bag sign says hand carry, but that's shoulder. So the English translation should be different.
yes, I get it, sir. You're right.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Good. Now, is there only one movement for school bag or 2 movements?
Yami has her hand up, but Jasmine is continuing. I think what's used is backpack most of the time for school.
Uh-huh. Okay. The reason why I'm asking is let's go down to book, the next second line.
Two movements for hand carry.
Yeah. But let's go back to book, down to book. Okay, so book has 2 movements, right? Yeah. What is the sign for a verb, open a book? Yes, okay. So I'm just asking about school bag for shoulder and school bag for back. So does this one mean put on a school bag, or does it mean the noun, the bag?
Actually, it's just one sign for both,
Okay,
to put on and
okay,
school bag.
okay, that's fine. We should put that in the notes. Okay. Notebook. And then ruler. Yes.
Ruler.
2. Okay. Okay.
So pencil sharpener.
Okay. All right.
And here's pencil.
Okay. What does the first part of that sign mean? What does this part of the sign mean? Yeah. The whole sign means,
Yes, with those two movements, it means
yeah.
pencil.
Is there a meaning to the first movement? Oh, kid. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't understand that. Okay.
So
Okay.
here's eraser.
Eraser. Okay.
Or there's another way for an eraser. Here's eraser as well. But we'll put that in the dictionary.
Okay.
Um, so here's eraser.
Okay.
And then glue.
Blue. Yes.
Glue.
Okay.
So stick, sticky. Compass.
Okay. What about the movement on compass? It looks to me that it looks like this, the way the movement is.
So this is supposed to be the movement.
So let me see the movement again.
So it's inward, clockwise.
Okay. Is it possible just to draw that with one big movement? So, for example, like to connect the two arrows, because I think people will tend to interpret it as two movements if they're two arrows. Okay.
So we'll just put one and
Yeah, but one big movement. So like if you can connect the two movements into one, like the left part of the movement, take out the arrow and connect it with the right movement, and then the right movement will keep the arrow at the end. So one big movement. Okay.
okay, noted, sir.
Okay. Okay. White out.
Okay, just switch interpreter. One moment.
Okay.
Okay, Jasmine's still speaking here. So this is Jasmine. So we're on whiteout.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Study tools. Okay.
Study tools. So things, tools. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I see Jasmine signing that? Okay. Study tools.
Study, like this, sir. Can you see me? Tools.
Oh, one more time. Okay.
Study
Okay.
tools.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. Okay. Okay.
So here are,
Okay. So with have, you need to change the drawing there.
yes, sir.
Yes. Yes. And then with question on the face, you can delete that. Yeah. Yes. Yes, Jasmine. But with question on the face, you can delete. Yes. Okay, good.
Sir Bai,
Yes.
Yami is raising her hand.
Okay. Yami.
Yummy, yes.
One moment. We're just going to spotlight her. Sorry, I had my hand up for a while there. No one was paying attention to me. But if we can go up a bit, there's a word, or yeah, for bag. Okay. We need to know the hand shape. Is it a C hand shape or A hand shape for bag? Because I don't think it's clear. I've seen a hand shape. That's the reason why I'm asking. So get your bag. It's because when you're holding your straps, you're close fisted. So it's not really a C shape. So everyone's having a discussion. What feels more comfortable? Peeb saying C shape. You can use it. Because the A hand shape, Shaq is saying, is for jacket. And Yami saying, but Meng and I both agree that for both, it is with an A hand shape. I guess they can be used interchangeably, but just for clarity, this is Meng speaking. So for bag, it's this way, and this is jacket. So you see there's a different movement. So bag is like this, across the shoulder with an A, and then jacket is more inwards towards the center of the chest. So that's jacket. This is bag, like a strap, like suspenders, strap, and then jacket is more like going towards each other in the center.
if there is variation, you can put one of the sign in the dictionary, both sign in the dictionary and one sign in the teaching material.
Okay, that's fine, sir.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
I don't have a pencil.
Right.
Is this good? Okay. What color is her ball pen?
Yeah. Okay.
This is Yami. I think we also have to have a head shake. It's not present in the example. I don't have a pen. We should also have the head shake there. Jasmine saying noted. Okay, so next. What color is her ball pen?
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
So her ball pen is blue.
Okay.
Her ball pen is blue. So you study materials. How many or have how many?
Okay.
You study materials have how many or how many study materials do you have?
Okay. I just noticed something. I think sorry to interrupt, in this lesson, the font size.
One moment, sir. We're just going to share, spotlight. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Sorry. I think the font needs to be changed because it's 11. So you need to go back through and check with the lessons 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then make 7 the same font size. I think it's 12 instead of 11, but I'm not sure if it's Arial or Times New Roman. So
It's Arial, I think. Arial.
okay, but you should change it to size 12. But you can go back and do that after we do this. And then also in the introductory and title sections, you need to make sure it's following the same font size. Like there's an 18 and a 16 and a 14 and a 12. So make sure it's the same in each of the lessons. Yeah. Okay, sorry. All right.
So I think Nat is next. Nat?
Nat, you say you have a comment?
I'm just waiting for the spotlight. So I'm just gonna, well, going forward, we're on example 6.
Sorry, could I go back to example 5, the end of that? Oh, up a little. Up a little. Yes, okay, that's fine. Okay, shot number 6.
So here are the various examples with the book,
Okay,
study materials, and pencil.
okay. Okay,
All right, we'll go to the next one. So what study tools does he have?
okay. Good.
We'll go to 8. He does not have whiteout or a compass.
Okay. Okay, good. Can you go back up just 1 second to that example? Okay. Okay, okay, that's fine. Okay, go down.
All right, so clean, dirty,
Okay,
and thick.
okay, what about facial expression on those? Clean, I noticed, and that had a clear facial expression on that. But, so do you want to add facial expression, Jasmine?
Yeah, for dirty and thick.
And what about clean? Because I think Nat had a facial expression on that too.
All right.
Was the lips rounded?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
pursed.
A pursed, yeah, okay.
Pursed.
Okay, so facial, this is one thing we have a note on later in the lesson, that adjectives tend to have facial expressions with them. So we want to make sure the facial expressions are clear. Okay, let's give the interpreters a break and rest your eyes a bit on that. So yeah. We'll take a 10-minute break and come back at your time, 2 o'clock, right? Yeah, my time, 1 o'clock.
2 o'clock? Sounds good.
Okay, all
I'll see you
right,
then, sir.
all right, take care.
So Mark. Yeah, Mark.
Sir, bye.
So what do you think in terms of the flow? Do you want to? I'll just
Okay,
put the lesson 7 on the screen.
okay. number. So Shock, you will check the font sizes, right?
Font size. Why, sir?
Because in the thing that Jasmine put up, it was only
Ah,
11
right,
font.
right. Jasmine's
Right.
just explaining to me. Okay, make sure
Yeah.
it's 12.
Okay, all right. So facial expression for clean, dirty, and thick.
This is Jasmine speaking. Uh, Sir, in terms of the font and the sizes, we'll make sure we fix that up
Yes,
and make sure that it coincides with lesson 1, 2, and 3. So copy that.
okay.
So
All
I'm
right,
just
so,
explaining this to Shak because he was off. And also the facial expression, thick, dirty, clean, right?
yes,
So now that Shak's here, we're using his PowerPoint or his Word document. So
okay.
we're just filling in the notes now. Okay. Right. Okay. Just missed dirty.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Okay, good. And what about big and small object?
So big, small.
Facial expression?
We even mouth it big,
Okay.
big,
Okay.
big.
Okay, so big and small with the facial expression too.
Yes, sir. We'll add facial expression.
Okay.
I'll just make a note of that. Uh, so this is Nat. We'll go on. One moment. We're just discussing the
Yeah.
facial expression of big and small. So one moment. Okay. Go ahead, Nat. Expensive.
Mm-hmm.
You see me? Cheap.
Cheap. Okay.
Cheap. So we've got cheap. And the next we have is pretty.
Yeah. Can that be used for people also? So I'm sorry, for pretty, the one pretty. Okay. And then ugly can also use for person.
Yes, for both.
Okay, then take out the parenthesis on thing for pretty and ugly thing. Take out thing.
Okay. Same for here. Object or
Okay. And are you going to put down facial expression for big and small?
Okay.
Okay,
Got it, sir.
all right.
This is Nat.
Okay,
So we did pretty and ugly. Hold on.
okay. Yeah, okay.
Marvin is next. Marvin's just doing a clarification for the interpreter. So make sure that they're spotlighted first before you start signing, because I just don't want to miss the information. Just want to make sure that we spotlight the interpreter and then start interpreting. Okay, thank you. All right, this is Nat. Ugly. Ugly. I'm ugly. So, ugly. Meng? Yes, this is Meng speaking. I think we still have to add facial expression to all of them because of what was mentioned in terms of adjective. Each one has to have a facial expression. Even beautiful, thick, beautiful, or pretty rather.
Is that okay, Sir Woody?
This is Shaq. Shaq. Spotlight one moment. This is Shaq. Because remember, Dr. Woody just mentioned that for the various signs, that we used before, like with stick, there's no facial expression, right? But now, when you put it into a sentence, it'll depend on how you use that sign if we're going to add a facial expression or not, depending on how we describe it.
For Woody. So I think another thing about how you describe it is in the what we call the citation form, citation. That means a form when you just show the sign, not in the sentence, but just show the sign vocabulary. I think some of the adjectives may have a facial expression with them, even in the vocabulary form. So for example, like when you say thick, you're almost always going to have some kind of facial expression associated with that sign, whether you just show the sign or not. So you need to check to make sure if you're just showing the sign, does it have facial expression like Shock says? Or does it only have facial expression in a sentence? So, and I think these vocabulary adjectives tend to have facial expression, even when you just show the sign.
Copy, Dr. Woody.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So Nat, you're continue on. Okay. So I'll go down next. This, that, this, that.
Okay.
Is that right? Okay. So go down. Since I'm right, go down. Okay.
Okay.
Which of two? Whose?
Okay.
Whose? In the sentence,
Mm-hmm.
whose book is this?
Okay.
Go down. Okay. Is whiteout expensive or cheap with
Okay.
NMS? So you can see the eyebrows up. Whiteout expensive, cheap. That's where our
Okay.
question is.
Okay. So the facial expression on
Is that clear?
is enough. Okay. All right. Then you can take out with question on the face at the bottom of the sentence.
Okay.
Okay. And let's go back up to the vocabulary. Who in the vocabulary? Okay. For, yeah. Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Back down.
Should we go to Nat? Okay. All right. Let's go down. After this one, right? 11.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Whiteout is expensive. Expensive. With your eyebrow. Expensive.
Okay.
Whiteout is expensive. Okay. Next.
Okay. I think
What is the book like? What is the book like?
yeah, that's not like when we in English when we say what is the book like? Um, how is the book? Something like that. Or like if in English we say, what does he look like? Yeah. So here the like is not the like for liking something. It's,
Shock here.
yeah.
Sorry. Shock here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we have book with the sign like. So perhaps the book and like are signed together, book-like?
Hmm. But this
Or do
sign
we
for
say,
like, the sign for like, it means to enjoy, right? Okay, so let's go down to the next sentence. 13. So we say the book is thin and expensive. So thin and expensive not relate to like or enjoy. Yes. Like what? Not. Yes.
look like, look like?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the sign look like.
Okay, so we need to change 12. Uh,
Meng has her hand up.
mhm. Yes, Ming?
Jasmine, I just want to get her attention. So now you can see with the book as well, it has a double arrow. Since we're using it as a noun, yeah, so that discussion between open a book and noun, for me, I'm still a little confused because we're using this as book, but we signed it book once. So it's strange because I would naturally I would say book, then point to the book. But when I saw Nat do the example, he didn't sign book twice. He just signed book once. So just want to point that out. And also, like can also be used like this, like same. So I'm not sure if that's the right sign there either.
Yeah, look like.
Shaq has his hand up.
Yes.
So first, look like, or even the sign seem, seem, seem. Perhaps that might, or have what? This book have what? Okay, so who's next? Spotlight. See a lot of comments there. Okay, this is Meng here. So we are changing like to seem. Is that what we've agreed on? Seem?
Yeah. We can keep the same translation.
Just spotlighting one moment, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead, Dr. Woody.
Yes, so um, we can I forgot what I was going to say. We can keep the English translation, but we need to change it a little. We need to change what is the book like. I think better to change it, what does the book look like? That's just the English part, not the signing, not the signing. What does the book look like? Okay. Yeah, just leave that one sentence there. Okay. And then we can point out in the notes that this is the way look like would be signed in Filipino Sign Language. So we might want to add this sign to the vocabulary.
Okay, sir. One moment, and I'll just make a note.
Okay.
That's a.
So we need to have, yeah, verbs. We need to add verbs as a category.
Doesn't look like I have a section here. One moment. I'll just add a new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sorry.
Nat is
Mhm.
spotlighted. Okay. So this book is thin and expensive. This book is thin and expensive.
So
one moment, let me just spotlight.
So, Meng, did you want to put book first and then this after? Or that after? Like that? Or you want to do
Meng here. So this is somewhere close to you. That is farther. So this book or book that. So book, even saying book thin. Or book and then reference the book expensive.
okay.
Or book thin expensive separate sign, or do we use the book one hand as a reference point. So this book or book that or book reference point this. So we see the book reference point and then we can add thin and expensive. What do you think? This is shack. So in my view, I think this and that are more English terms. So if I'm signer, it doesn't indicate, because this and that are the same, right? It doesn't have any relation to distance. So over there, that book or this book over there, it's interchangeable, right? And Patrick agrees. Go ahead, Dr. Woody.
Yeah, you can take out that and just say book. Now, do you want to teach this? I think that's a good thing to teach people. So book, then expensive. And then the English translation would just read the book. You don't have to say, in English, we would say this or that probably. But if we take out this and that, we can just say the book, T-H-E. Yes. Okay. So you want to take out the sign for that? And then do you want to sign book, thin, expensive? Or do you want to sign book, thin, expensive? How do you want to sign that?
This is shack. So in the vocab, it's two movements for book, but in the example, we use just the one movement if we're going to incorporate it as a reference point and then add thin, expensive. So book, thin, expensive, but in the vocab, it's book. So do we have to change the movement as well if we're going to do it that way?
If you don't sign the double movement, then for this sentence, you would need to change the movement to single movement. But if you signed it, like in some of the cases where you have stick as one movement and then in the singular form, but then you have sticks plural. So I think you have two ways to deal with this. You can teach it more linear, like book, thin, expensive, and not show the incorporation. Or you can teach it as book, thin, expensive. It's your decision.
I guess for now, we'll just leave it at that.
Okay, or do you want time now to discuss it?
Okay, we could do that.
Okay.
We're just discussing it now.
All right, I'll be right back.
How is it, Sir Mark?
Oh, sir, bye. I'm just struggling when Sir Woody signs and then it's lagging on my end. I miss the context sometimes. Pero yun lang.
Okay.
Pero
So go ahead.
it's a big help that you're the one voicing. Kasi hindi ko
Mm.
makita yung senyas nila from my end.
And you notice it's very technical, not like I'm not following their sign order at all. It's just
Yeah.
their idea, the whole idea,
Mhm.
rather than sometimes I don't even follow the sign. Like when Dr. Woody said, "Oh, sorry," you sign sorry, right? But
Mhm.
what he really meant was next,
Mhm.
right? So those are the things that we have
Mhm.
to just go for go for meaning, what the next what the reaction should be, what they want the reaction to be, right? Which is to go next rather than
Mhm.
him apologizing, right? So anyway, but
Mhm.
you're doing a good job.
Okay. Yeah, I get that. Thank you.
All right, they're continuing the discussion. Dr. Woody, this is the interpreter. You called this an incorporation. I
Mhm.
I referred it to as a reference point. Is it the
Can be
same
either.
or either?
Can be either. Incorporation just means putting two things,
Well,
one sign inside of another. So,
okay.
yeah. Like if you have like hours two, then you have 2 hours. So,
Yeah. Right.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. they're discussing about verb versus noun and the two movements versus one movement, and they're thinking we have to have a discussion with that. Maybe Dr. Wei would clarify, because a lot of the nouns that we see only have one movement, like a verb. This is the interpreter. I think that like in the sign language, just like Y can sometimes be a vowel and a consonant, there's always bending of the rules. Like it's not a firm rule that book has to be signed twice, because I do see it signed as a noun once.
Yeah,
Book, yeah.
yeah. I think that in general, if in the citation form, you're probably going to get two movements. But in sentence form, you may get one or two depending on the surrounding signs. So
Right.
that's pretty typical. Yeah.
Okay. Jermaine just mentioned even the noun scissors and to cut.
Yeah. So I think there can be different kinds of repetition also.
Do you want?
So there's kind of stationary repetition like book, and there's this one where the cutting moves along a path, and that's going to be like modifying a verb.
Do you want me to interpret this so that perhaps it might be useful in the discussion?
Yeah, yeah. I was just telling you, but we can interpret it, yeah.
I'll do this one, Mark.
Okay.
Go ahead, Dr. Woody.
Okay, so in what we call the citation form, which is the form you ask, you say, what is the sign for book? Then you tend to get double movement, repeated movement. But there can be different kinds of repeated movement. There's stationary repeated movement, which doesn't move along any path, so like book. Okay. And then when you have like scissors, it's like stationary movement. So this is like a noun. But when you do this, you're moving along a path. So it's like continuously cutting. So there are different kinds of repetition. So you need to distinguish, the fact that there are different kinds of repetition. Like, for example, like in some sign languages, you have like eat, one movement. Some sign languages, and then these sign languages have double movement for food. Okay, I'm not saying that Filipino sign language has that, but some sign languages do. So it's like open a book, and then book. So like eat and food. But then you can get like continuously eating. So food is a different kind of repetition from eating. So you can't just go by repetition alone. You have to see what kind of repetition it is. Is it staying in the same place, or is it moving? Okay. So also when you have this sign, what is this? What is this? What kind of part of speech is this? It's book, yeah, but is it a noun, a verb, an adjective? What is it?
It's a noun.
Noun.
Shakil said.
Not really a noun. It's a classifier. Okay, classifiers are related to nouns, yes. Because you can get things like book, or book. Okay, so this is really a classifier, but it's related to the noun. So if you sign book, the book is thin. But if you sign, this is saying the same thing, but you're using a classifier rather than a noun. Okay, but anyway, we can talk about this a little when we come back. It's time to take another break for 10 minutes. We'll come back at 2 o'clock.
3 o'clock our time?
Sorry, 3 o'clock your time, yes. Sorry.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, all right, see you at 3. No, wait. or however you sign it.
Okay, that's possible.
Yeah. I think that may be the solution. And that way you can use it as a teaching tool to say that normally if you don't have a classifier and don't incorporate, then you would just sign book, then expensive. Or for example, the girl is pretty, or maybe tall and pretty. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that was you can think about that and discuss it more among yourselves if you want to have A and B sentences. Okay.
There's still some discussion. Okay, sir. Shaq is saying.
Okay. Let's go back to lesson 11, lesson 7, and then we'll finish our discussion. And if there's
Put that
time
up.
remaining, you can have more time to discuss today. Okay. 14.
Nat, take it away. I think we're on the next one. Okay. Is this it? Okay.
Okay.
So the school bags are pretty. School bags are ugly.
Yeah. Different types of school bags. Okay.
Okay. Next. Notebook, neat. Who? Who has the neatest notebook? Who has a neat notebook?
Okay. Can you put have in that sentence? Have who? Notebook, neat. Who? Or just the 9 manual?
Sorry, can you repeat that, Sir Woody?
Say again?
Please repeat the last.
Yeah. The
Sentence.
last sentence you mentioned, I missed it. Sorry.
Sorry, Dr. Woody was signing. Nat is saying it's possible, yes. Shaq is saying no for me. Here's Meng. It's not necessarily meaning neat in terms of the sign nice. It means more like the prettiest. I think maybe we should consider that because I don't know if it's
Okay.
a match there.
Yeah, we can, but we should change the vocabulary to say,
One moment, sir. We're just, okay. Go ahead, sir.
yeah, sorry. So that's fine, but then you should change the meaning in the vocabulary too.
Okay. So now Shaq is asking about the word have. Have who? Jasmine's saying yes, you can put it in. Oh wait, this is Shaq here. One moment. So I asked whether or not I should put in have or change the sign altogether to this sign, which is like the prettiest, the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's just
So-
the question of, it's just the question of if
One
you
moment, sir.
have,
One moment, sir. They're just
Yeah.
still discussing. We'll just spotlight you for a moment. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. The reason why I ask if you could have is if you can have, then you have a subject and an object, and the have is deleted. Okay. But if you don't have a verb for have, then you have subject and predicate. So that's one reason why I ask. Okay. So now are you going to sign, sorry, wait till Chuck finishes.
Yeah, he's just talking to Meng whether or not she agreed with it. Go ahead, sir.
If you have neat, and this is like neatest, right? The most. Okay, can we change it to, because we haven't really taught any kind of comparison yet. Can we change this to just who has a neat notebook?
Okay, one moment. Sorry, can you say it again, Mark? Because my camera froze. All right. So who has a?
Yeah.
And then add have.
Yeah. Now, if we add have, What is the subject of the sentence?
Notebook.
So does the notebook have you, or do you have the notebook?
So who?
Who is the subject, right?
Who?
And notebook neat is the object. Remember we had the sentence before? Mongo eat who? Right? And so we said, Mongo can't be the subject because Mongo is not eating the person. The person is eating the Mongo. And the reason why we put who at the end of the sentence is because it's a question word.
Sorry, I'm gonna sub. Mark, you're freezing. One moment. I'm just gonna sub with you.
Okay, sir. Bye. Thank you.
On the test, midterm or final. So notebook neat is the object and who is the subject.
Okay. One moment. So notebook need is object. So notebook need is together, sir, in one
Yeah.
sign or one.
One unit. It's a noun plus adjective, but it functions as the object.
Okay.
Yes.
Who is presenting? Okay, Nat, go ahead. I can't see either. One moment. Okay, that's better. So you, pencil,
Mhm.
ball pen, like, which, this or that. So you, pencil, ball pen, like, this or that question.
Okay, good. Now the question I have is, do you want to do an A and a B? Like the A would be like you have it, and the B would be like kind of the way Nat signed it. Nat, sign it again, please.
Like this. You, pencil. Sorry, let me spotlight. Okay.
Again?
Okay. Anyway, you, pencil. Sorry. Again. You, pencil, ball pen,
Yeah.
like,
Which, you see how Nat shifted his shoulders between pencil and ballpoint pen.
this is Meng here. Because I remember in the previous lesson,
Yeah, boy, girl.
boy,
Right,
girl.
right.
Yeah. So it's separate. Same thing here. Pencil, pen, which. So you, it seems like she's looking at, it should be towards us rather.
Yeah, the problem with you looking towards you, if the hand is pointing towards you, the hand is going to be very big. The photography doesn't work well. So he or she can be over to the side, but you have to kind of turn the body a little, otherwise the hand appears too big. So
Yeah.
I don't know how to solve that problem, but you can try it and experiment with different places for you and eye gaze. So I'll leave that up to you to.
Okay,
Chuck?
sir. I think Meng had a point though, where we can adjust the pen and ball pen to coincide with the U
Right.
a little bit, right? So we can do that. So U, ball pen one side, pencil the other side, like which,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Like that.
Yes. Yes. That's especially true here because which has two different places. Sorry. Which has two different places, here or here, right? So it's good, I think, in this case, to set it up with pencil or ballpoint pen moving. Uh, so people understand that space is very important.
Right.
Okay.
That's true. That's true.
Okay. So you want to do A and B, or you want only to do with the movement?
I'm just thinking about it. Or we're just going to pick one. I think we'll just do the B.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. This
Okay.
is Nat. This is Nat. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead, Nat. Go ahead. So I think we're done. We just have the exercises. Okay. This is next.
Okay.
Next. I think we're done. Yeah.
Let's go back to the exercises of the first exercise. Okay. So I know the first one is like, right? So one book is thick and another book is thin. And one pen is, how are you going to talk about the pens? Thick pen, thin pen?
Yes, just like that. Can you see? Stick pen, just like a stick.
Okay. And what about the last one? The last one, the two books.
So the book is like that. So book with the classifier.
Okay. Okay.
Thin and thick. Thin and
Okay.
thick with
That's fine.
classifier.
Yeah. Okay. Now with the pens, is it with an F hand shape?
F hand
Okay.
shape
Okay.
with open. It's not enclosed F with an open.
So like this, and like this?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
But not big, just a little to indicate the pen is in between your fingers.
Yeah. Do you think we need to add the vocabulary for that vocabulary? Because I mean, we have this vocabulary. But what about this one and this one? We don't really have that.
Yes, we can do that.
Okay,
We'll do that in the
Good.
vocabulary.
good, good work. So I think unless you have any other things to discuss with me, we can stop and let you discuss anything about this lesson. I can stay online, but anything you want to discuss about the lesson with each other? I think there was one sentence we had, right?
Which
One
sentence?
sentence we had that we were going to change, or was an A and B or something, but you hadn't made a decision. Oh, yes, the one about the book. So we're going to have A and B, book, thick or thin, expensive, and then book, thin, expensive. You want A and B, or you just want one or the other?
We're just picking B for that one.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
We probably need to add, we probably will need to add some notes. So when you have this lesson finished, you can send it to me, and then I will, depending on which sentences you choose, I will add the notes and then discuss them with you to see if you agree with my explanation.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. So then it's up to you. So you want to continue discussing anything more yourselves? You want to stop a little earlier, or you want to go to lesson 6 again?
We'll just touch on lesson 6 a bit.
Okay.
Sub for Mark. Meng has a question.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed there was one adjective that was used, nicest, that we're going to use this sign for. So this is the sign for est, nice est. But now I got to thinking, that the book has like what's called like a level of adjective. So here's beautiful. So very, very beautiful is this, or most beautiful. So it all depends on how you sign it. Like this is really, really beautiful. So do you think we, in terms of the level of adjective, we have to include that?
But at some point you have to teach that, but I don't know if you want to teach it here because you have a lot of adjectives. Or or you want to teach it a little later in the course, you could make lesson 8 comparative and superlative if you want to do that. Or you could wait till,
Okay.
so it's up to you. I wouldn't teach it in the same level. I wouldn't teach it in the same lesson because you have a lot of facial expression that the people have to learn in this lesson. So I think the basic facial expression, teach that first, and then the comparative and superlative,
Okay.
either in lesson 8 or in a later lesson to give people more time to learn.
Sounds good, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
So Shaq is saying, what am I putting up? Lesson 6.
Yeah, yeah.
Lesson 6. Do we have time? I don't think we have enough time.
Yeah, probably
Just-
not. We only have about 10, 15 minutes left. Yeah. I think also we'll be more fresh tomorrow, so we can, I mean, it's up to you.
Meng saying, maybe perhaps, yeah, we should rest so we can be fresh tomorrow.
Yeah, because if you're not fresh, you may miss things. And what we're doing now is very careful work.
Ray has his hand up.
Yeah, right?
Okay, this is Ray. My concern is clarity, because before a deaf person informed me about the hand rule. So in terms of switching your dominant hand, we were talking about that we had to stay with the dominant hand, but again, in that instance where, you know, boy 3, girl 2, we switch dominant hands. So perhaps the same thing for the pen and pencil. We can include the left and right. Because again, that's part of, I think, FSL is that we do use both hands. So now I'm just wanting to clarify, how come we're not using that for pen and pencil? This is Shock. So yes, there is a, you know, rule about the dominant hand, but you remember Stokey? They mentioned that it should be one hand just for the purposes of having the, like, the citation. Okay, Ray saying, okay, that's clear, but one moment. Honestly, when I teach signs though, I use both hands, and I don't use a dominant hand. But okay. Anyway, you've explained it to me. That's clear.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
sorry, Mark. Mark.
yeah,
Take a moment.
and one thing also that you may want to consider is that you can switch hands to contrast a situation. So you don't want to do this. I eat orange. Good. You don't want to switch hands like that. You can't switch hands like that. So this is what basically Stokey was talking about, and other people talking about, use the dominant hand. Okay. So another thing is that for beginning students, what you're teaching, if you switch hands, like boys 3, girls 2, that's more advanced. There's an intermediate form, which I think you could probably use in Filipino Sign Language, just by shifting the shoulder. So for example, boys 3, girls 2. Now, that's not really the way deaf people would do it most of the time, but it's kind of acceptable. Because you're using a shoulder shift. The best form is where you use shoulder shift and you also switch hands. It's more natural, okay? But a lot of beginning signers find it hard to switch hands. But they won't find much of a problem with shifting shoulders. So you can try to teach the form with shifting shoulders and shifting hands. And if the person cannot do it, then you just tell them, okay, use your dominant hand, but shift your shoulders. Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, sir.
And then you
Thank you,
can
Dr. Reddy.
practice. Yeah, thank you. Then you can practice finger spelling dog on your right hand and cat on your left hand at the same time. Okay. It's hard enough for me to finger spell on the same thing on both hands at the same time, but anyway. I see Jasmine likes this challenge. Yeah. Okay. All right. So then we'll close for now. It's almost time to close anyway. And we'll continue tomorrow. And then Thursday, we will not have class. Thursday, we will not have class.
That's right, sir.
So tomorrow, we will continue with lesson 6, and then we'll move on to lesson 1, unless you have some questions about lesson 7. If you have questions about lesson 7, we can raise those tomorrow. Okay?
Okay, sir. Yay. Thank you,
Tomorrow.
thank you. Thank you, interpreters.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Especially the interpreters. Okay. So
Thank
we'll
you,
see you
thank you.
tomorrow at 12 o'clock your time.
1
Oh, wait.
o'clock.
1
1 o'clock
o'clock your time, 12 o'clock my time. Boy, I'm really getting confused. Okay. So I have it written down in my clock, phone, whatever. Okay. See
Okay,
you
sir.
tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.